Welcome to Foxit's webinar today, talking about smart scanning apps. Business processes begin on the smartphone. First, while this quite big crowd that is gathering still today here is coming together, let me introduce myself so that we do not lose too much of a time in the beginning. My name is Carsten Heiermann. I am the CEO of Foxit Europe, and I am with Foxit now for pretty exactly 1 year. My history in this industry is much longer. I was founder and also managing director for 20 years of Luratech, a German-based company operating in the field of delivering PDF solutions to the scanning industry. And now I am working with, I joined the Foxit family after the acquisition and working as the CEO of Foxit Europe, still out of Germany, as you might be able to tell by my accent. When I talk about smart scanning apps, I can say that following this industry, scanning industry for 20 years. I've seen a lot of different solutions, a lot of different approaches, and there is a certain trend that people start to use apps to scan instead of those high sophisticated scanning devices. And what can be done to make it a smart experience, to make it a smart app? That's what I'm going to talk about today. While we're still gathering, allow me one more hint. These webinars are always kind of a good experience for everybody if we try to make it as interactive as it is possible in a webinar style. So the way to do it is go to take a look at your GoToWebinar control panel, and you'll find a chapter or a tab in there called questions. Just feel free anytime to type in there any kind of questions you have. I try to answer them while we're still in context, still talking about that if I am quick enough to see it. Otherwise, I pick it up at the end. At the end, I try to put the presentation into 45 minutes. And if I am going over, it will only be for the Q&A session if there's a lot of questions still left open in the end. Again, use the GoToWebinar control panel chat section to ask me something about it. And I think, to be fair with those who have dialed in on time, although people drop in every second, we are going to start the content part of this presentation now. Smart scanning apps. Business processes begin on the smartphone. So my question to all of you out there is, wouldn't it be nice to be so smart? When it comes to mobile solutions in businesses, in companies, this is a statistic actually created by IDC. It's a questionnaire that was sent out to companies asking for their motivation or asking about their motivation to invest in mobile solutions at all. And smart scanning apps are part of mobile solutions. When I say business process start on the smartphone, that's exactly what I'm talking about. It's a mobile solution. It's a front end to a mobile solution. Here's the top answers. Everybody expects to have more flexibility and more mobility in the workforce for the employees, which is on the one hand something like more flexibility in work as it is expected today. It's also to present ourselves as a modern work environment based on mobile processes, based on mobile solution, anywhere, anytime if you want, and therefore giving employees also a good feeling about what we're doing and how we're doing it. Faster decision making is part of it. It's available virtually on your smartphone that you carry everywhere. So if you have business processes based on that, you should be able to carry it out much faster, increase productivity that way, enhance collaboration. Giving location independent access to IT is a motivation, employee satisfaction, and enhanced business processes, generally speaking. And I think those are all good reasons for us today to dig a little deeper into the idea of mobile business processes. But when we talk about scanning, obviously there's paper out there, which is kind of a conflict when you want to do things digital and mobile. Okay, about smart scanning apps. If you would have a nice scanning app that you offer not only for your employees necessarily, but in probably most cases to your customer base, especially in B2C oriented businesses like banks, insurance companies, utilities of all sorts, where a lot of individual customers communicate with their business, with your business. It is a requirement that these people send things to your company, a form that is filled or something else. And if you allow them to really actually use an app to digitize, to scan, you could get into a situation where you can create seamless mobile-based business processes, even rolled out all the way to the customer itself. Another important factor, and I did another webinar that I might repeat in this channel at one time about the expectations that customers do have today. Again, think about those B2C companies. The expectation when I send a document and therefore start a business process with this company as a customer, the expectation basically today is I use an app, I send it there, I use a web form, I send it there, and I expect a meaningful result in the time it takes to load the next page in my app or on the web. Another interesting situation is coming around from Facebook. Facebook actually has company pages. You all might know that. There's a page about this and this specific business. And then they show when you send a message to this business, Facebook shows what the typical reaction time to this message you send to a business is. And they also surveyed Facebook users, and the so-called urban citizens accept no longer than 15 minutes for a meaningful reply to a service call. Not the thing like, thanks for your message, we return to you, without a time frame, without a solution, without nothing, but a meaningful reply in 15 minutes. So that's what expected. So when we are able to use the smartphones, start a business process there, even when it contains paper to be scanned, send it to the company, have some environment I'm going to talk about a little later there in the company to be able to understand the business case, reply to the business case, we might get in a situation that we could get in a situation that we have reaction times as some customers just expect them today. Not 3 days in a row or a week as it takes for sending paper in, sending paper back. Paper and paper forms, we do it all digital, but in many cases it can't be avoided still. There's a need for checking a signature. Often used for that is a scanned copy of something. There's a need to enroll a business process, and you need to send supporting or additional documents like a copy of passport, driver's license. I know it's illegal to copy it in some countries, but in some are, and it's just done. People have to send these additional documents, or things like the latest 3 utility bills to kind of show you live at that address, and all this kind of stuff has to be sent in as supporting documents for business cases. If this is sent in by paper, it holds us off so badly. Like for a week, what should take, when we take a look at our urban citizens' expectations, no longer than 15 minutes. So we have to find a solution around paper if we want to get to fast reaction times and seamless mobile-based business processes. Yeah, scanning with smartphones generally sounds like a great idea to overcome that hurdle. So, and it just happens. People just digitize, and I put it in quote unquote, because we served the scanning industry for quite a while, and digitizing a document all up and so far meant to run it through a potentially very expensive scanner and getting a very high quality, crisp and clear image out of that. And today, when people use their smartphones, they quote unquote digitize documents by just pointing a camera and shooting a photo with all the consequences I'm going to show you in a little while, generating documents that look much different than those high sophisticated scans we had before. On the other hand, you can't stop that. People do that. Everybody hates to go to the mailbox. So what they do is, oh, I have this smartphone, it has a camera, I have this piece of paper, take a photo, send it in. I'll find an email of company XYZ somewhere and send it there. Easy as that. What does the customer know about problems that might cause? Yeah, the quality is out of scale, but still the customers send those supporting documents, if not the complete forms, to companies like that. On the company side, there is a demand for high scan quality. That is just the opposite of what consumers today produce with their smartphones, because we need not only to be able to read this application and the supporting document, we need to be able to run it through our digital mailrooms, through our OCR systems. We need to be able to run it through classification engines and understand this is a customer complaint, this is an application for this is an address change or something like that. Why do we need to do that? Think about the reaction time again. We want to have a high rate of automatic and unattended processing, a high rate of correct recognized characters, words, documents, and so on and so forth. And when you have very poor images or image quality, digital mailroom solutions will throw them all out as exceptions and say bad quality, can't tell what it is, can't read OCR. OCR confidence level goes way down. So it causes manual labor, it causes manual post-processing, it causes manual classification, understanding what it is, manual data extraction, reading it and keying it because the OCR couldn't do it. So there's definitely a complete conflict of interest. The end user wants to send the document as fast as can, fire and forget. The company wants to process everything automatically because the consumer, on the other hand, expects a very fast reply. So, but then it all falls through and all drops out into manual post-processing. So definitely a conflict. How to come across that, I'm going to show you. But in order to give you a little bit of an idea on what these kind of quality issues might look like, I have a couple of small examples. So, big problem in scanning is you want to have the line straight, you want to have a perfect rectangle, you don't want to have any kind of background or something like that that disturbs your OCR, creates a lot of noise, takes out a lot of useful pixels that you could use for your resolution, and shows you a nice image of a table background. This is a bad image, and by the way, this is an image that would still work. We see much worse images that are digitized by smartphones. Problem of a smartphone doesn't have a glass plate. Scanners do have a glass plate. If it's rolling or if it's a flatbed or something like that, there is a glass plate. So in other words, it's flattening a document, even if it's a little bit crumbled like this here. We take a photo with a smartphone, there's no flattening. So software has to take control of that. If we want to get digitizing on a smartphone in a way and with a quality as we need it. Here's another classic example. Looks good. Okay, it's angled by 90 degrees. This is very easy. Every software can just in an instant make it an upright document. No problem. It has a little bit of a background on the right side here. Not a problem. It doesn't steal us too much of a pixel. It does have a situation though where the room has been relatively dark, obviously, because what we see is the edges are relatively dark. The middle part is relatively, quote unquote, light, very bright. And therefore, obviously, it was too dark. So the camera of these users thought, it's too dark out there, so I'm going to fire the flash. What happened with the flash on this reflecting paper is it erased in the best possible way every content that is in the middle here. So this can't be recognized by an OCR. This can't even be repaired. This is beyond repair. It's just erased. It's a white on white. There's no text left over. And it's probably too dark out here, low contrast there. So this is a situation we need to completely avoid without having to educate our end customers. You can't educate millions of end customers of a utility company. You have to find a way to create an app, that avoids situations like that automatically. Before we can get smart about it, we have to get our scan quality right. Another example, this is a German example, a German form, but you can easily abstract that to every other country in the world, and we have many countries here today represented in the audience. Typically, this is a health insurance form that employees send to their employers when they report in sick. A real world example from my company over here, Foxit Europe in Germany, and these documents also go to the health insurance companies, and health insurance companies receive hundreds of thousands of these pieces in every time frame, every little time. So depending on the size of health insurance company, it could be in a day. In other words, without automatic processing of these things, there's just no way. And up until today, up to maybe last year or so, every employee would have put this in an envelope, put a stamp on it, and send it by paper mail. And then the health insurance company has 15 scanners, $100,000 a piece, and scans it in there with best quality ever, and then automatically recognizes what's written on there and automatically starts a business process for every of these forms. Now that people start to digitize again, quote unquote, with their smartphone, this is manual labor. No OCR can make complete sense out of a document like that. We humans, we can, but the software can't. This quality is not good enough. So we have to go to the source, because this is sent in again by the consumers, by the users, could be our employees, could be our customers. They just do it, and we can't educate them all about scanning and digital imaging. We learned that for 20 years over here at Foxit Europe, but we can't train our end customers on that. We have to automate it. How do we do this? In order to get smart, we first have to get the quality right of those images. We have a couple of solutions over here at Foxit doing so. One is the Luratech PDF Scanner. It's an app. This app allows to generate high quality scans with overlays in the camera window, where it guides the user in terms the user understands. Not technical, but things like get closer to the document instead of increase your resolution or DPI. Guides the user to get a best quality scan, fires the trigger of the camera the moment when the algorithms understand the image I see right now in the camera window has the quality that our backend system can process them automatically. So this app is on the Apple and Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. It's free, no ads. You can just try it. Don't try it now. Listen to me, folks, but try it after the webinar. You can download it for free and verify everything that I'm going to tell you in the next couple minutes. The other application, the other solution we have out there to help you guys if you want to move into smart business process, mobile business process with smart scanning apps, is we have an app framework SDK. It is an SDK product, very high level, that allows you to add to your marketing app that you might have on the App Store already a functionality that actually really helps your end users, called deliver your documents electronically to my health insurance, mortgage, bank, whatever kind of company. It's a high-level framework. It's an SDK that needs only a couple of days to allow you to have this extra menu item for scanning, or your own scanning app out in the market with your own branding, with all the document imaging it needs to get the quality right at the source. Offer that to your end users, very easy, and you get images that you can process automatically. A little more information on that. It's available for iOS and Android. And this is not a product pitch. I'm just really telling you about this product first, and then I'm going to carry forward the story about smart scanning apps. The developers need no document imaging know-how. That's important. You rarely find a guy that would work here over at Foxit, having 20 years of document imaging experience and PDF experience and whatnot, and on the other hand is also a very fluent app developer. That's a rare animal. You rarely see a guy like that in the market allowing you to develop your own scan app. So hire this app developer that you probably already have in your company, give him our SDK, and then he does not need to know anything about document imaging. What the SDK can do for you is it offers you a camera window with all the algorithms built in that allows to just generate the best possible quality that you can. The mobile PDF scanner, the LureTech PDF scanner, as I mentioned it, that you can download from the App Store, is based on this SDK. When you have this SDK, you will even find the scanner app's source code as the sample source code bundled with the SDK. So this is really 3 days to get your scanning functionality straight in a way that it creates best possible. No trial and error. It hands down generates best quality images. No matter on what device your end user is using, which is very important. It's a so fragmented market, smartphones and everything else. But we took all the effort to go through all these different things, and we do it every day for all the new smartphones coming out. For how long ever, sometimes for weeks. We had it just now, where different cameras, different hardware, different software versions in there result into different kind of images or problems. And we work around that and understand, okay, we are running on an iPad mini, first generation. We don't have light. We have a very poor resolution camera. Okay, we are running on the latest and greatest Google Android device with umpteen megapixel resolution. We can be pretty sloppy and allow the customer to fire a shot from the distance and casually scan his documents because we get to 300 dpi for our OCR in any case. Things like that need to be built in, and it's built into the SDK, thus built into the camera window that you would have in your own app for generating great images. As a starter, to get it started, you need to have great images to get smart. And what smart means, I'm going to show you after a quick demonstration of the scanner app. I'll do this really short because I have a risk to go over time. But let me give you a quick glance. This is my iPhone, by the way. It's live. It's sitting here on my desk, and I'm going to start the upper left corner app there. It's called the PDF scanner. That's the thing you can download for free. I'm starting it. It starts up with a document list. In this document list is a variety of scanned images. I use it every day, as you can see, and it has a plus button, and you can create a new document. I'll do that. You see, this is my desk. This is my presentation. This is what you see. So this is really live. And I move it around, and here's it says no detection, no document. It doesn't have a document in its focus completely. You can see that. And I have a typical form here that you might need to fill and send to your health insurance companies for this or that reason. And before, I hope I am not too quick. Before, you see we have this problem with reflection here. We need to be smart about that in our camera window. We get away from that. We want to have a minimum resolution, and our OCR does it. Consumers would easily send you this image and say, there's this document, I can read it, but we know it would end up in a poor and low resolution. So we tell the customer with this overlay to move closer, which we do. And then when you get closer, you just hold it still. And we understand between two heartbeats when the camera, the iPhone is really, or the Android device is really, really still, not moving, not shaking, then we fire the trigger automatically. You don't have to push the button. The trigger is fired automatically. We do it again. So take next picture. So we create multi-page. So when you see hold still here, I'm not pushing the white button down there. I'm just waiting. The iPhone goes between two heartbeats, feels no shaking, then fires it. The reason for that is we want to have crisp and clear, sharp images, sharp characters for our OCR. We want to have a great OCR recognition result so that we can automate everything around understanding what kind of document it is and even deriving the correct data and then responding with the business process automation software back to the customer. Then you can just save it as a PDF if you want, give it a name, done, and it's in the list here. You can then, again, from the list, view it again, zoom it in. This is our document as we just scanned it. It's multi-page, 2 times the same page. You can, which is a little bit of a specialty in here, we do PDF for many years. Foxit is one of the greatest and biggest PDF companies out there in the market. So no wonder we can still edit this PDF. I hit the button on the lower left. We go in there. So for example, if you miss a you scan in a 15 pages contract, very complicated, page by page by page. All of a sudden you get to the next page and last page and understand, oh, my wife also needs to sign off on that and she's not here. So what do? Throw it away? Save the first 14 pages and create another one-page PDF in the next day? Or go to some other software that can merge two PDF documents? That's all pretty tedious. With our application, you can just move forward and sort the pages later by editing. You can add another page. You can add pages from your photo library or take a photo. We take another photo. You know how it works now. I get there, hold still, fires the trigger. Here we go. Next. Go to the document. It's 3 now. We save it again under the same name if we want, or under a new name. You know all this. And it's saved, and now it's a 3-page document. It's easy as that. From here, you can upload it to, you can send it by email. You can upload it to a different cloud service. My favorite work way is save it to a Dropbox. And from there, it goes into the cloud, which is something I don't need to show you. But I want to give you a little bit of an impression that we have this user guidance in there in our application, that we have the overlays in there, and that you can have all of that you can see and download for free from the App Store as a trial version in your own business's scanning app. And whether it's for employees so that they can scan in their, I don't know, expense reports or forms they need to get signed from customers out there when they travel, or if it is for your customers to send in some kind of document that you need for your business process or to start business process, it can be yours in a very short time frame. It's a rapid application development kit. Okay, now we get our quality under control. Just a quick technical information for those of you who are into this. It's just one slide. The architecture is completely modular. That's an important information. Everything that is in the scanning app, the PDF scanner, as I showed you, you can have in your app, but you don't have to have it in your app. Do you want to store a list of scanned documents locally in your app? Okay, so go take the respective component. Do you want to have the camera window? For sure you want. Do you want to have the image processing? For sure you want to have. Do you want to have the edit document later functionality or not? Maybe not. I don't know. So just don't take it. You can select the modules that you want to support in your app, customize them by your own look and feel, your own colors, but below the hood, let's say, all the document imaging functionalities is just there. You don't need to care about that. It's available for iOS and Android, and it's also available with Xamarin bindings. Now we're getting real technical here, but those of you who know will know that you can develop one app and deploy it cross-platform when you use this new acquired by Microsoft Xamarin technology, and you can develop one app that works on both platforms, and you really can't tell. Okay, that is just one app and not two native apps. Okay, having said that, now what about the smart part in it that I was pitching to you guys before? The smart part in it is, oh, by the way, I didn't look at the questions window one bit so far. I'm so in a mood here to tell you all this good news that I forgot. But there's not much in there. So guys, get to that. Send me a question. And from now on, I promise to take a look at it and answer. Smart. What do I mean by that? It's just one of these buzzwords. What is a smart meaning in this context? And I'm saying is it's a smooth experience for the customer or the user of your company's services. Is it internal or external? Smooth in a way that the today's expectations on reaction times can be fulfilled, and it can be done. We do have all the technologies available today to just make it happen, to be that company where people not constantly complain about the quality of service, and they promised to call me back and they didn't, and I sent them an additional document and now it's a week later and still haven't heard any answer or something like that, it can completely be avoided. Now that we understand we have our scan quality under control in our app, and let me explain this chart here a little bit. I did show you the app, and you know now with the App Framework SDK, it can be your app as well. Now that we have the quality straight, we know that we can apply OCR on these solutions and on these systems. We know that we can read automatically from this document. And now what it really makes smart is we do have the internet. You do have your IT infrastructure in a shared service center, in a data center, or in your own corporate IT. And we know about the technology called web services today. Web services are a way of communicating over the internet from business to business. It doesn't say a web service is not something like a hosted solution. It's a protocol of communication between, for example, a mobile app and your corporate IT infrastructure. Using web services in our App Framework SDK, you could, for example, and I'm going back one slide. It's doing that for me. No. Wrong direction. You could, for example, say, yeah, I'm going to capture the documents, I'm going to process them, and now that I have the multi-page document readily available, I'm not going to save it on the device storage. I replace this module of save and load here, for example, with what I have on the next slide here, which is calling a web service over the internet and sending the document through the web service interface, for example, in my corporate archive. And also, if the customer wants to see that document, same way. This application can actually call a web service and request a document, and if everything is okay and correct and data protection and blah, blah, blah is in order, you can send back that document into the app of the user using web service. And now we're getting closer to what makes this smart, because these apps do not only have to be, I scan my piece of paper, but they can be, I scan my piece of paper to start a business process. For example, I filled a form, I need to send additional documents, I scan them in, push that button in my app. The button in the app transports the image compressed, small, as a PDF, let's say, whatever you need in your company, over a web service into your corporate IT. Your corporate IT now gets an image that is crisp and clear. Your OCR can read every character on that. Your classification engine, which is probably part of your digital mailroom, can understand what type of document it is. When you understand it is an address change request, for example, then your software can tell, okay, this is the old address, this is the new address, and on this piece of paper. Or it can understand this is a passport and this is the signature, and then it can compare the signature on the passport to the signature on the application form in an automated fashion. You think that's rocket science? You think that's out of the way? This is all existing technology for years. Many of you might actually use it day to day, but it's all existing technology. It's all mature, developed technology, not something special. Therefore, it can be used fairly easily. And once you understand you have this address change, you can extract the data that is needed to do the address change. You extract the old address and the new address. And if you're smart, you're going to use the web service technology again and say, communicate back to the customer and show him, we understand you want to change your address. Here is the old address we have on record for you. And here is what we understand is the new address. Is it correct? And you can ask the customer whether it's correctly extracted. And the customer will say yes, or he will say, no. There's a misspelled character in there, and you can give him an edit field in the app and let him correct it. And once it's correct, the customer submits it again. You have the document with his signature. You have the extracted data. It's even verified by the customer, which is very smart. In other words, you are ready without having involved a single employee in your company yet. You're ready to do this address change in the customer file, in the customer data, and then go back to the customer and say, thanks for your request to change your address. We did it, period, hands down. And it takes no longer than the load time of the next page in your app. It can be done. It's all there out there. And I think that's smart. And that's putting you in a position where things like that all of a sudden do not create any cost. There's no human labor involved. If the customer sends this document as a sloppy smartphone photo, you have to first understand and manage to extract the data, type, key, whatever, the data with your workforce, with your human labor there. That is costly. If you get a smart scan that is good, high quality, as I explained it before, it can all be automated, no labor involved, basically no cost. And the next thing is when there's no, let's say, queue waiting for human beings to type data from a scanned image into a database or something like that, this takes time. Actually, it might take days to get this done when there's a high workload. If it is completely automated, it's just there. It's in an instant. It's next minute, and it can be done for much more complex business processes than just for a simple address change. It can be done for an application. You can enroll, I don't know, a new bank account. You can enroll for signing up for a plan for your mobile phone, including all the additional supporting documents, including wet signatures and whatnot, whatever is needed, and you can do that in an instant because you can read the document automatically with your OCR. You understand the content. You can validate it against your business rules. Is the credit there? Whatever. It's all possible. And then tell the customer, thank you for your application. Here's your no contract ID. And it only takes as long as it takes to load the next page in your app or web application. That's what I'm talking about when I say smart scanning apps. And from that, I'm already there to, go to the conclusions. I know there's questions pending, but I'm going to answer them in the end. I'm ready to draw a conclusion and say, what's going on? What is my message? I'm going to repeat it. Customers and also employees are kind of very impatient today because they are just used to everything only takes a couple seconds today. On the other hand, paper is part of some processes. There's just no way around for specific processes, which is a complete roadblock if we do not find a way around it. We have a way around it. In order to be fast enough in reaction times, we can use the everywhere available. Everyone has one. I know this single guy who is proud of his old phone having no smart in it, but that's just one guy. Everybody else has it in workforces, in private consumer environments. Everybody has this smartphone at hand. You can use it to digitize. If you do so, if you allow your customers to do that, manage the quality at the source. Easiest way to do that, use our highly specialized SDK for exact this purpose. Then connect your app to the IT using web services as I introduced that, and automatically, first and foremost, these images are uploaded. Then get smart, use the OCR, auto classification, data extraction in the backend, automate any possible business case. Not all can be automated. There's even rules, like there's a code of conduct in the German insurance industry. When you are going to say no to a customer, they are going to involve a human being for the decision-making process, at least signing off. When you say yes to a customer based on the data that you extract, validated against your business rules, say this application has to be positive, has to be said yes to, then you can do it fully automatic without involving a human being. When it's negative, you have to involve a human being to sign off on that. But this is one rare exception. Everything else, a lot else, can be completely automated if you put your business rules into something like a business process automation approach, BPA. Then you get real smart and then make your consumers, your customers, your employees very happy by just fulfilling what their needs are, by just meeting their expectations in giving them meaningful feedback right in the app, right in the next second, of their started business process. Okay, guys, this is it. This is my presentation. I think and hope I could get my message across. This is a great opportunity for all of us to just make our services better, offer better services to our customers and employees, give the company not only cost advantage and a competitive advantage, but also a great, say, image. People would see the company offering a service like that as very modern. Very likely that they want to work with a company like that compared to the companies that shuffle paper like crazy and take forever to do the simplest things. With that, I want to say thank you. I'm going to look at the questions right now. The presentation part is over. In case there's any questions coming up later, a couple of options for you guys to first and foremost get in touch with me right away. My email address is on the screen there, and I'm happy to discuss any potential, whatever, business case, use case, or whatever to go through and see whether we can find a way to put software at use and solve these problems. Contact me, contact your local Foxit representative. This product is available in all countries through all the Foxit outlets, through all the Foxit partners and Foxit representatives. There's the website, and I gave you a deep link here, foxitsoftware.com/product/Luratech mobile PDF, where you can get additional information. Just make use of it. I'm happy to discuss anything further. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you soon in one of our next webinars here on the Foxit channel. For those of you who have a couple minutes, I can go through the question list right now. Okay, what do we have here? Okay, can't find Luratech on the US Google site. Oh, US Google Play Store. We are definitely there. Try and use different search criteria. You should be able to find Luratech, Luratech, and when you can't get there, try to search for PDF blank scanner, which is the name of the app, or search for Luratech PDF scanner. There's a way to get there. I downloaded it from Google App Store very recently. It's there. It's definitely there. If you can't get it done, drop me an email. I'm going to figure it out together with you. There's this bit of BPA. Okay, BPA. Yeah, I'm sorry for that. This is an abbreviation. Shouldn't use that, but it's saying that's a term. You can even Google it. I think it's on Wikipedia. It's called business process automation. So business process automation software is exactly what I was talking about. You can put your business rules in there, like if field 17 is saying 100,000 and field 20 says yes, here is a signature, then the application the answer to this application is yes, or something like that. This is business rules, and BPA software, business process automation software, helps you to go through incoming requests from your consumer base in an automated fashion to automatically answer and reply and decide based on the data that is part of it. Somebody sent a trouble ticket. Looks like something didn't work out in the first place. I could be kidding and saying we switched it all off during the webinar so that you guys don't fiddle around while I'm talking, but actually that's not true. There's no need to register on the foxitsoftware.com website. If you want to take a look at you don't need to register there. You just go to the link down there and you find all the information about it. The link on the page that you can still see on the screen. you can just follow this link and you get all the information on the products, on the SDK, as well as on the app and so on. When you actually want to have the app, you go on the App Store or the Apple App Store or on the Google Play Store and download it from there. And you don't need to register with foxitsoftware.com for the mobile solutions. There's ways to register for subscription-based licensing and all this kind of stuff, but you don't need to do that for the mobile solutions and for the mobile app. If you can't figure it out, again, there's a little specific, shoot me an email address is there. I'm going to help you. We're going to get this on your smartphone, no problem. Then there's another question that is coming up all the time, so I can probably make it part of my presentation in the future and just be open and frank about it. The question about how is the SDK priced? And I understand this is of course, an important question because generally speaking, PDF SDKs we sell like forever. And generally, those SDKs are divided in developer seat licenses, and they are divided in so-called runtime licenses or royalty fees, where you say, I create 1,000 copies of my app that scans something in, and then I take your PDF SDK in 1,000 copies, and then I pay you royalties or runtime licenses for 1,000 copies. You sell your application, or you at least make some money with the application, so no problem. Totally different with apps. We understood apps are, in most of the cases, not for sale. They are just free. So the only thing that can justify the license cost on our end is a simple make or buy decision. I can tell you to make this high quality image acquisition on a smartphone. I would put in a little technical term here. To make this takes a real high effort. To buy this is much cheaper. Now down to our licensing cost, we break it down into runtime, into SDK license, so developer seat for iOS or Android. So it's a platform SDK that you would need to buy, and then we break it down into options. You can pay us a one-off royalty fee if you want to just justify the make or buy or get a better price in the buy instead of the make, one-time fee, or you can decide to say, I don't know, lower that initial hurdle, give me a yearly fee for that. Again, you can get a flat fee for that. And if you are in a specific application type where you know that you don't put it on the App Store, you don't know, you don't care about unknown numbers of downloads or something like that, but you know exactly you want to create an app for your 500 employees, and there's not more than that, then you can also get a license for 500 seats. But the general way, the most preferred way that our customers do and license it is the one-off fee, one-off royalty fee, to just really actually get a better way, a cheaper way to get it done. Any more specifics about that? I can only say it again, shoot me an email, it's on the screen. Okay, basically we're a little over time, and I think most of the questions are answered in this or the other way. If there's anything more, again, use the information on the screen to get in touch. I'm happy to get into a deeper investigation of your specific use case with you, or go to your local Foxit representatives and talk mobile and smart scanning apps with them. With that, thank you very much for your time and interest. One more question coming in, and the answer is yes. Will the video, the recording of this be available? Yes. Give us a couple days, then we will have it on foxitsoftware.com for download, as well as on YouTube. I think we will also put it there. Takes a couple days, so you guys who attended here today definitely have an advantage of a couple days with this. But other than that, we'll put it on foxitsoftware.com. If you can't find it, I'm going to say it for the last time, use the information on the screen, shoot me an email, and I'm going to help you. But give me a week maybe to get it online. Okay, with that, 50 minutes time, I think it's good enough. I hope I could get across my message. I hope you get back with us and we can look at your interesting use cases. And I hope to talk to you soon in one of our next webinars here on the Foxit Software webinar channel. Thanks a lot, and everybody have a great day. Bye-bye.